Hey, what's going on? This is Upgrade Your Mindset with Luis Suarez. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys 4 things you should ask yourself before you blame the woman. So in this space, you hear a lot of guys just talk about what they should watch out for. They're always on defense mode. Women's nature, hypergamy. So I hear so many men just bitching about women, talking about women. Women are the focus. You gotta make sure you don't do this because a woman's gonna do that. What about you? What about you, the man? What about your responsibilities? You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta remember, at the end of the day, any woman you're with, that's your responsibility. Just like if you were to have a kid, and not to compare women to kids and pets, but if you were to have a kid or a dog, that's your responsibility. You can't blame the kid for crying. You can't blame the dog for barking. And you can't blame the woman for being a woman. And if you're not willing to take care of that as a man, then you're gonna run into issues. So it's not the woman's fault, it's your fault. And I'm sure you guys have heard this before. It's not that I'm blue pill. It's just I like the responsibility being put on the man. So in this video, I'm gonna give you guys 4 things to ask yourself before you start blaming the woman. Number 1, are you worthy of being followed as a man? Every man should have a system, a plan in mind. Every man should have his shit together. Every man should be financially set. Every man should be constantly building, should be constantly learning, should be constantly getting better. That's the beauty about being a man, is that the game never stops. You never stop improving, you never stop upgrading. So anytime you deal with a woman, as you're building, she's there with you and you're upgrading her at the same time. Here's one thing that you guys do not admit, is that there's plenty of women out there actually getting to the bag. There's a lot of women out there doing real good for themselves, just being alone. I'm not saying that women do not need a man, but there's women out there actually doing it. You know what I mean? There's women going in the gym, getting in shape. They might own a couple businesses. They might own some property. There's women out there that are actually really doing it. So let me ask you this. What kind of man are you, somebody that doesn't have shit going on for himself, to expect a woman to just bow down to you when she got all this going on for herself before she even meets you? Like, I'm talking about a woman that really takes care of herself, goes to the gym every day, is really on point. And meanwhile, you don't got anything going on for yourself, and you think that this woman is just going to be completely submissive. A lot of you guys are just unrealistic in this game, and you haven't worked on yourselves first. You haven't worked on your leadership skills. You guys don't have the swag to be having any requirements or any demands. And you think that women are just supposed to follow you. That's not the way it works. First, you have to be a man worthy of being followed. You have to display that she could trust you. She could believe in you. She actually looks up to you as a man. Because if she doesn't, then there's no point. A lot of you guys are shooting for the stars when you should be, still looking in the clearance section, And as you keep upgrading as a man, you should be upgrading your woman, and she should be coming along with you. So even if let's say you got a woman that's, let's say, like a 4 or 5, right? But that's because you're a 4 or 5 type of dude. Now, as you upgrade to a 6 or 7, now you're upgrading her to a 6 or 7. You know what I'm saying? And if she's not upgrading with you, then hey, you got choices to make. You know what I mean? But as a man, you have to ask yourself, are you worthy of being followed? Number 2, do you have the mindset and the mental capability to deal with a woman? Now, like I said, a lot of you guys in the space have these ideologies about women and hypergamy and a woman's nature. And a lot of you are jaded in a lot of ways. Like, back in the day, a lot of men didn't really have access to this information. So it was kind of taboo. And in many ways, ignorance is bliss. It's better off if you don't know anything, That way, throughout the course of your relationship, you're not going to have all these preconceived notions. Things tend more to flow naturally, where, in this space where you got all this knowledge and you're so skeptical Now you're wondering, is your woman cheating on you? And if your woman, do you guys have the stomach and the mental capability to actually deal with a woman long term? You know, women, their emotions are constantly going up and down. Are you ready to deal with that? Are you ready to be that man that is a rock? So while she's going up and down, she's just crashing into you like a wave. You know, it seems easy on paper, but when you're actually there in the moment and you have to make split-second decisions, not a lot of you guys are not ready for it. I'm telling you right now, you're not ready for it. And, you know, a lot of these women are complete nut jobs. You know what I'm saying? So a woman naturally is going to be emotional. She's not going to be consistent. A lot, you know, some of you guys are always like, oh, she's not submissive. If she doesn't listen to me, if she's not pleasant 100% of the time, it's time to let her go. And that's not the way it works. That's not reality. A woman is going to fluctuate. A woman's going to have her days. It's how you channel those emotions and manage them and bring her back to center and keep her there. You know what I'm saying? And now it's not going to be perfect. There's going to be days that are bad, but you got to be able to have that strength, be that rock where, you know, you're weathering the storm and she's just, you know, being a woman. It's female nature, right? So are you mentally prepared for it? You know what I mean? Do you have the mental strength to deal with a woman? Number 3, are you selecting the right women? Now, you know, a lot of you guys, the first thing you focus on when it comes to picking a woman is her looks. That's like 80% of the requirement that you guys have when selecting a girlfriend, for example, right? And a lot of these women ain't shit. Most of these women, the 8, 9s, 10s who are on IG, you know, taking selfies all day, requiring attention from the rest of the world. These women aren't shit. Besides their looks, they got nothing else going on where they could offer you some kind of help, because they got a bunch of men kissing their ass all the time. You know what I'm saying? And they're addicted to that type of attention. So for you to kind of offer her something that is better than that attention that she's already getting from everybody else, I mean, it's a tough task. And a lot of you guys are really selecting the wrong type of women because you're not looking beyond the looks, beyond the surface. What else can this woman do for you that could provide you some kind of value? Look at her hobbies, look at her activities. Is she up in the club every weekend? Is she getting drunk and smoking weed all the time? Is she somebody that is always needs to be out with her girls, always going on these like girls trips and all that? You know what I'm saying? Does she have a lot of guy friends? You gotta pay attention to this type of shit. It's not all about the looks. This is where guys get in trouble. They're just looking for a chick with a fat ass so they could show off to their boys and they can be validated by their boys. It's beyond that. Your selection is very important. And this is why most of you guys fail, because like there's plenty of women out there who aren't necessarily the IG prototype, not the, you know, the curviest women in the world and the most voluptuous, but as far as this woman's values and her ideals and the way she thinks and her mindset, and how consistent she is with you and how much she's willing to provide you with service and value. That's really the most important thing. You know, did she grow up with both of her parents? Is she more of a chick that likes to stay inside and watch a movie versus going out to the club every weekend? Is she always on Instagram, always putting up stories, always posting pictures every day? Like, these are things that get overlooked by a lot of you guys, and this is where you guys fall into trouble. It really falls on you. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody else to blame. At the end of the day, you picked her, and you got to live with the consequences. You know, not every woman is a finished product, so I want you to look at it kind of like buying a house. And there are some houses that you could go into, and they might need a little bit of cosmetic work. Like they might need some painting, a little bit of updating. You know, you update the cabinets, small stuff. You don't want a girl where you have to change the roof. You have to change the plumbing system. You have to change the furnace. That's too much work. That's more of a demolition job, man. You got to break that girl down and build her back up. There is no sense in selecting a chick like that. You know, to save yourself the headache, choose somebody that's going to bring you peace. So choose somebody that's pleasant, somebody that has respect for herself, respect for her family, and most of all, respect for you as a man. And she still believes in the hierarchy of you being a man and her following your lead. You know what I'm saying? But like I said in number one, you got to be a man worth being followed. So there's that. And the fourth and final one, do you create the right environment for you and your woman to succeed? Do you create the right environment for y'all to prosper? You know, this all kind of ties in 1, 2, and 3. But if you are a guy that likes being in the club, likes being in environments where there's toxicity, there's alcohol, there's things that could go left, are you creating the right environment for you and your woman to prosper? Are you creating the right environment for her? Women are susceptible to the environment they're in. So if they're in an environment that's toxic, expect toxicity. If they're in an environment that's calm and laid back, expect her to be that way. If you're a guy that likes to be out in the club and you want to be around those type of people, that type of environment, expect problems in your relationship because you're going to have people drinking. It's very unpredictable. You know what I mean? Versus if you're having a nice, pleasant night out, or you're in somewhere where, you know, things are unlikely to get out of hand and you're in complete control of the situation. Not only do the environments and the places you take matter, but how is your life in general? How is your life as a whole? You know what I'm saying? How do you take care of yourself? Because you are the example. You know what I'm saying? Like if your house is set up nicely and, you know, you got your shit together, you're driving it around in a decent car, you're going to the gym every day, you're staying on point, that in itself is creating a certain environment, a certain vibe for her to, you know, look up to. You got to be a role model to a chick, man. You have to remember that at the end of the day, you're her God. You know, your woman should feel proud of saying that about you, because it's not necessarily about what she sees, it's how she feels, how you make her feel in that environment. And a lot of you guys do not create the environment. You could say it all you want. You could say that you're this, that you're a king, that you're God, but are you really creating that type of feeling within her for her to believe so? You know what I'm saying? This all ties in number 1, 2, and 3. Your mindset, the type of man that you are, and how you select. You know, and this goes beyond just women, just how you live your life in general. You know what I'm saying? And she will take heed to that. She will adhere to you if you are the type of man that has built your life in a certain type of way where she's like, wow, I really want to be part of this. You know, stop complaining about these women. You know, of course, you know, women have their flaws. They're not perfect. We already know what women are, but remember, you are the man who's gonna lead her to the promised land. You're the man that is gonna be responsible, and you're the one that's gonna make her into who she is. You're gonna upgrade her. It's your job to make this woman better than what she is. If you're making her better and she fucks up and she loses you, oh, trust me, it's gonna hit her hard at some point when she realizes what she lost. You know, what you guys got to do, just focus on you, focus on your own environment, focus on your own selection, focus on being the best man that you could be, and the woman will follow suit. That's all I got to say, man. This is Upgrade Your Mindset. Hit the like button, share the video, and, you know, till next time. Peace.